ladies, gentlemen, and whoever or whatever you identify, welcome back to the Shed of Dread and welcome to another video. Right then, I did a live stream when the breaking news about Russell T Davies and Doctor Who focusing on environmental issues. And before I go any further, I'm going to play you a video which is in relation to that. So sit tight and I'll join you after.
I was very worried that children, that young audience was always being told about death and destruction. There's actually a speech in episode 2 where Christopher Eccleston arrives on a planet and sort of says, you know, the human race, you're always worried that the weather's going to kill you, or eggs, or beef, or viruses. And the point of the speech is, you survive. He says, actually, you survive, because I wanted to do something that didn't have children walking to school thinking, oh my God, we're going to die. And did have them thinking, oh my God, we're going to survive. It's very interesting coming to Doctor Who now in 2022, where you sort of think, actually, and again, I want to provide optimism for that audience, and I mean particularly like a 6-year-old watching it. I want to provide optimism, I want to provide hope. But that speech seems a little hopelessly naive now. I think you have to be more detailed now. You have to be a bit more honest. I don't think I get away with that speech now. Now, actually, what I mean is, I think now the young audience would react to think, oh, that was stupid. You've got to talk about this. You've got to say we're going to flood. You've got to say the temperature's going up, or you're letting us down hugely. So it feels like in 2005, I was very much trying to care for the audience and look after them. Now in a position of thinking I have to listen to that audience, because those young viewers are active. They're engaged with this. They're passionate. It's their world. We'll be dead and gone. It is their world. And they're much more engaged. Yeah.
They would almost be remiss if it wasn't part of any present story, is actually what you're saying, isn't it?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yes. At the same time, but it's like, it's a fascinating territory, because it's also one of the problems that we live in an age of, certainly in the West, of vast fantasy culture. It's the Lord of the Rings. It's Game of Thrones. It's Star Wars, Star Trek. It's everything. And I think in some ways we've channeled, this is a theory I'm kind of working up at the moment, we've channeled all our fear and paranoia and our dread about what's to come into our fantasy dramas. The apocalyptic future is an absolutely bog standard setting in science fiction films, and we've almost created that to such an extent that that's our conscience. It's gone into fantasy pieces.
So there you go. So that's what he said. Is it going to fill the show with environmental concerns and push messages? No, I actually don't think it is. I think what he's basically saying is, nowadays you can't ignore that thing. You have to include it. As he said before, when he did it, it was all about optimism and hope. This is the same thing, but he needs to also realizes that the younger audience are prepared to engage more with subjects. So he seems to be thinking about writing like that, which I get. I understand. He's right, because the audience, the younger audience, is a lot more active than it used to be back when he first started. So I get that. I genuinely do get that. And also remember that nowadays people have access to social media, and so there is going to be instant feedback on things, and they'll be saying, "Oh, you should have said this." I'm still hoping that it isn't going to go stupid. We've had that. We don't need this. But I also understand where he's coming from. The fact that he realises he needs to treat the audience in a different way than he did back then. And then the other bit at the end, which is the bit that a lot of people are missing, is also really true in some respects. That currently in the world that we live in right now, there is, and for very, very, very good reasons, there's a lot of fear, anger, anxiety, stress about everything that's going on at the moment. And I think sometimes we all fall into that trap, which is what he's going on about, where we see science fiction, and it is 9 times out of 10 a dystopian thing. It very rare, unlike Star Trek, where it's about hope. It's very dystopian. And I think what he's trying to say there is the fact that we project our anger and our fear and that towards that show because it fits. So he's kind of saying that a lot of the anger that we project against a show is because of our inner deep feelings, which in some respects is probably true, and I'm sure we do. But what he has to be careful of is the fact that by saying that doesn't then give him carte blanche to make it about those worries and concerns. And I think this is what I think my interpretation of that interview, which is kind of what was written. But the problem is, as with everything, when you read something, it depends on your mindset right at that moment in time when you're reading that and how you feel about things. And you can read into anything what you want to read into it. You can twist a sentence to suit. And what I think he's trying to say is, right now, it's a very, very fine line, because what he said in that interview and what was written down, I read it completely different to how it was when I just watched it. Do I still have concerns about the upcoming Doctor Who with Russell T Davies? I have niggling concerns. But taking the time to listen to that speech, sitting down, analysing and thinking about it, I have concerns, but they're not as bad as they were. Do I think Ncuti Gatwan is going to make a great Doctor? I'm going to wait and see, but I also think, yeah, maybe he will. I think the problem is with Doctor Who is we've had a really bad period with Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall's the 13th Doctor, which unfortunately, as I've said in previous the other couple of videos, is that's always going to be there. Thomas Child, whatever was done, she's still the 13th Doctor forever and ever. There's no way getting away from that. We've had a bad experience, so therefore, because as in all life, you base everything that your reactions on your personal past experience. You see what's being said by people and things are going, and you are going to naturally, like I have done, be wary and concerned about Doctor Who and about the way it's going to go, or potentially the way it could go. And therefore that would temper my outlook on the show and not put me in the right mindset when the show comes. So, yes, I have concerns about Russell T Davies and the way the show is going to be written. But I'm not going to allow that to fester. What I've said, I've said. And if I'm proven right, I'm proven right. I really, honestly, genuinely hope that I'm proven wrong. But I'm also going to take the wait and see attitude with what comes up. I'm not going to go into that with a preset mindset that this is going to be shit or this is going to possibly cause me a problem. Because listening to what he says, I get it. I understand where he's coming from. Better to hear it from the man himself than read it. Because we've had far too much anger, out and out aggression, horrible things said to people over this TV show for the last 5 years. And we need to perhaps take a stance of attempting to rise over that and embrace Doctor Who for what it is, which is a show that people enjoy. And I'm hoping, I think the 60th is going to be good. I genuinely do. There's going to be a lot of nostalgia. People are going to enjoy it. How it's going to pan out, we'll find out when we find out. I'm sure some more information will start to trickle after Jodie's gone. We might get to see how that works. In fact, when Jodie goes, it might open the door to how the 60th is going to occur. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And then in 2024, so it's still quite a long way away, we will eventually get the 14th Doctor, and we will have to wait and see. We need to be better. We need to be better. Those people who live for hate, bile, anger, the terrible weak-mindedness of some people who just live to cause offence, we need to rise above that. Those people don't deserve to be engaged with, in my eyes. And from now on Twitter, I'm not gonna. I'm going to let them just shout away into the void. What I want to try and do is be better. And if we can all be that one little bit better, perhaps things will get better. And perhaps people will actually see. I mean, nothing would give me greater pleasure than to be able to sit down and review a Doctor Who episode and actually enjoy it. That would be good, wouldn't it? But the other thing is, I think we all need to start drawing a line. Draw a line. Look, there are people who enjoyed Jodie Whittaker, and if you did, that's great. And obviously for you, her going is going to be bad. But on the flip side, don't take that and project it onto 14. Draw a line. We'll all together as Doctor Who fans stop. Get rid of all the thing. When she goes, line drawn, it's over. If you enjoyed Jodie, great. If you didn't enjoy Jodie, great. Done. Finished. Over with. Let's all take the 60th as like a neutral thing that we can all just sit and enjoy. And then when the 14th comes, let's not take any of our petty feelings and hate from 13 and take it and throw it on 14. Let's just wait and see what happens. I have a feeling something good is going to happen. I think a feeling that something big might happen. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to deliver. And we can start sitting here and being able to discuss Doctor Who in a positive light. To say how much we thoroughly enjoyed that last episode. And that minority, which is only small, let's be honest, it's only small, will get to nothing. Let's just be better. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a fat bloke sitting in his shed surrounded by his toys. You let me know what you think. Comment section down below. No right, no wrong. Just tell me what you're thinking. Are you looking forward to the 14th? Do you agree with my message that at the end when Jodie goes that we just draw a line under all this stupid, childish, pathetic and downright fucking nasty behaviour, and let's just get on to looking forward to the next bit of Doctor Who, the next page, the next chapter, and whatever it brings. And if it brings shit, then we can deal with it. But if it brings good, let's all try and enjoy it. And with that, I'm going to bring this video to a close. Before you go, don't forget to like and share. That helps with the algorithm of YouTube and hopefully means more people can watch my videos. If you enjoy what you see, you can hit the subscribe button. There's a thing coming down that tells you hit the subscribe button, and that would be demonstrating what a wonderful human being you are, and I would gladly welcome you into my good little clan with open arms. And I mean, you'll get nothing for it. I mean, you don't win a Mars bar or anything. You just subscribe to my channel and hopefully be able to enjoy more videos that I do. That's up to you. Not telling you what to do. I'm just asking it. Because remember, this is my humble opinion. That's all. And if you don't like my opinion, you can either not listen to it, or you can sit in your corner and be offended. Or, as I just said, perhaps you could just be that little bit better. And perhaps we could all get along a little bit more. And then perhaps some of this nasty shit, perhaps in all the badness of the world right now, we could have our tiny little corner where we could all sit and be happy together. Even though I know that's not going to happen, because there's always somebody who wants to ruin it. And with that, and as always, and until the next one, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to love you and leave you. Thank you for spending some of your most important value time listening to my video, and I shall look forward to hopefully seeing you in the next one.